What is happening, everybody? My name is Bobby Sampson. His name is Mr. Chance Michaels. Mr. Michaels, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good yourself.
Can't complain, man. Go home show for Raw happened last night. We are now in the week of Royal Rumble. I'm excited, man. This has always been my favorite show of the year. WrestleMania is WrestleMania, but the Rumble's always been really fun, enjoyable, and
Yeah.
just it is what it is. And I'll be honest, man, this particular year seems to be the one that's going to be the hardest to pick who you think is going to win, in my opinion. But before we get there, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good yourself.
Again, beautiful, man, beautiful. Everything is great. Can't complain. Sunny but cold, but I'll take that any day over rain and cold or snow and cold. You?
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful out. It's nice, a little chilly, but yeah, it's beautiful out. Feels good.
What I find unbearable in your part of town is the wind. I don't understand why it's always so windy,
We can get some good winds out here, that's for sure.
right? With that wind, it feels like when there's no wind, it actually feels really comfortable.
Hmm.
But the last couple of days that I was out there, we were dealing with that wind walking, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like really cold.
Yeah, we got some good winds out here, dude. Sometimes that's for sure.
All right, brother man. But before we go heavy on WWE, I want to talk about AEW here and what I saw this weekend, and I mentioned it to you.
Yeah,
Tony Storm blows me away, man. I mean, I like to think I know what's coming ahead and how things are going to play out. And I kind of had an idea this was the direction, but the way they pulled it off was
yeah.
really, really good. I don't know if you caught the clip yet or not. Did
I
you?
did. I did.
Yeah.
I watched
All
it.
right. So what I'm talking about is on Collision here. The show that nobody watches usually produces some of the best AEW highlights. Don't you find that to be true?
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're totally right. Nobody really watches Collision. The numbers say that. We're not making that up. But actually, it's not a bad show when you actually do watch it. But it's just like you're not going to watch when Royal Rumble and UFC or main event and UFC's on. But it actually is not a bad program. It's
It's
their
not.
SmackDown.
And some of the best things happen that on that on that show.
Okay.
So here's what happened. So may I break it down very, very
Yeah,
quickly?
yeah, I want to hear it. Yeah.
Okay. So ultimately in this segment, we have Tony Storm, who has come back after losing her title to Mariah May, who she's
Hmm.
fighting in Australia. But she came back as her original Tony Storm character. She came back as if she had an amnesia and she was brand new to the roster, was working her way up, had that very humble kind of Tony Storm kind of feel to her, that the way she was.
Yeah.
And that was really, really cool. And then all of a sudden they had this face to face on Collision to kind of build up the match at the end.
Yeah.
And you know what that reminds me of, brother man?
What's that?
That where that guy was talking to BBC News and the kids came in the room. Have you
Never
ever seen
seen
that?
that clip.
You got to see it. It's funny. It's hilarious. Okay, so anyways, we have Mariah May in the ring with her. She attacks her from behind with the belt.
Hmm.
Right? I'm just breaking it down very basically here. And she walks away. And then all of a sudden you hear Tony Storm, the voice changes. She's back to timeless. And she says one thing that I just blew my mind. Because the hardest character to play is yourself, which
Yeah.
means that it was a ruse the whole time. And just the way it was done, it was beautiful. You have to watch it to really understand what I'm talking about.
Dude, she's doing a great job right now. And so, so is Sasha Banks. They have a few women there that are doing really well. Sasha, not really on the mic, but she's putting on some good matches. So Tony Storm is the best female wrestler they have at AEW right now. Just her character, storyline, like you broke it down. And she's doing a great job. I'm surprised, actually. I didn't see it in her, but she's proven me wrong. And I'm happy that she did.
Well, and we talked about it. It's like guys like Drew, Jinder, Tony had to leave WWE in order to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't, not everyone can stay in the WWE and become better. Some people have to leave.
Yep.
And those are prime examples of three guys and girl and two guys and a girl that did that. Unfortunately, Jinder's not there anymore, but Drew, he's left his mark. He's done really well since he's come back.
Yeah. Yes.
I would like to see Tony come back at some point.
She might, but maybe some people are suited better in different companies. Maybe maybe Tony Khan's books are better than Vinny and Triple H can. Sometimes that
I don't
happens.
think even Tony Khan has anything good to do about this, man. I think it's all her.
Well, most of it's her, but he's still giving the final stamp. At least he's letting her be herself. He's
Yeah,
not reigning or any. He's pretty good that way. He lets
yeah.
you kind of do what you want
And
to a fault.
poor AW, they're like scrambling, they're canceling, they're saying their talent can't participate in any indie shows over WrestleMania weekend. So they're pulling shows that they had planned for Vegas as well. and looking to relocate them. So
Good. It's smart because I've always said the same thing. Man is right. I don't. If you're in a certain company, you're in a top company. AEW is the second most popular wrestling company in the world. You shouldn't be performing at other shows. Even with this TNA WWE thing, I think it's kind of cheesy because it's like the NFL. You don't go play in the CFL. You don't go play in the XFL. You're in the NFL only. That's the brand. That's what makes it special. They're watering it down by doing this TNA stuff. We'll get to that later, but good
well,
for Tony for doing that.
The TNA stuff is more to do with NXT. It's not really main roster stuff.
You'll
It's
see
more.
these guys on Rumble, though. You know what I mean? You can see the crossover stuff. To me, it waters it down and it makes it look like, wait a minute, we got a company that's like third or fourth in the world, and we're going to bring these guys on our show. Or how are we the best in the world? You're not going to see a guy from the XFL running the NFL. It's not going to happen. So it waters it down. And McMahon, I agree with him on that.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens here. All right, brother, man. Let's get into it. Before we go there, Saturday night's main event. Your thoughts on the show overall?
It was good, but it was way too predictable. Everybody you knew that was going to win one, and that's the part that didn't feel special. And they shouldn't have booked Saturday night's main event right before the Rumble. It's too much wrestling. So we have Raw for 3 hours, SmackDown for 3 hours, then you get main event for 2 hours, and we're back to Raw, 3 hours SmackDown, then the Rumble. It's too much wrestling. They should have waited and booked it after the Rumble. You didn't need it right now. But it was a good show. It wasn't a bad show. It was too much. It's too squeezed in. I think felt rushed.
Well, I mean, they're quick matches, they're quick turnarounds, and they just keep going, going, going. 2 hours, I had no problem with it. Predictability, sure, but I mean, it has that '80s feels to it, where the '80s were all predictable, right? You knew the good guy was going to overcome, the bad guy was going to overcome. If there was going to be a surprise in this one, it should have been Sheamus winning the title. It didn't happen, but maybe that is a surprise in hindsight if you think about it, because most people thought, okay, the way they're talking, the way they're kind of
Not me. I
selling.
said it on the show. He's not getting that belt.
No,
He
no,
doesn't
no.
need it.
But
He's
I'm just
too
saying
old.
in general, the way they were selling the match overall, right?
Yeah.
And you thought, okay, maybe this is the one, but him not getting it is kind of like, oh, wow, okay, that didn't happen, sort of a deal,
I wasn't
right?
shocked. I
So
think the hardcores wanted Sheamus, but I think looking at it from an unbiased perspective, you knew he wasn't taking that belt. He's too
no,
old. He
no,
doesn't need it.
no, and Braun needs to do more with the belt before you take it away from him, because right now, honestly, I feel like he's kind of just there. I'm sure he's going to get his time. He'll start getting his push. But I mean, right now he's just kind of in limbo with all the big names that are kind of emerging right now as
Braun
well.
said something good on Raw, and he's the first guy to say it because he's right. All their top guys, they haven't created any new stars at all. They can't. They don't know how to. Maybe if you want to call Fatu a new star, Jacob Fatu a new star, maybe him. But other than that, they haven't created any new stars. And he said that all the old men in the Royal Rumble, my back, all the senior citizens, because all the top guys, Cody's 40, CM Punk's 47, Uso's 40. Like all these guys are pushing. They're all old men. You got the young guys, 25, 26, 27, and they're not doing nothing with them. So I'm kind of glad that he said that. I don't know what went over most people's heads, but I've been saying this for years. They gotta start bringing the young guys up, and the old established stars. They're good to have too, but you gotta start bringing up somebody in their 20s,
All right.
whoever
Monday
that
Night
may be.
Raw. Here
What's
we
that?
go. Before we get to the Rumble, Monday Night Raw. Um, okay, go home show. It was fine, but like you said, with all the big names that they have in the show in the Royal Rumble, a lot of these guys should have been there, even if it was just like a video segment or something. Like I feel like they really missed the boat on really promoting the Royal Rumble here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Off
don't know
this
what
go
was going
home.
on with that show. And one thing I can't stand, I'm getting tired of the ring. Like the ring is too much stuff on the ring.
You don't like it?
Nah, like I get why they're doing it. Like I understand that. I'm not knocking that, but it's too much stuff on the ring.
It's a Netflix thing, man. I mean, right
Yeah,
now,
I
I
know.
mean, I don't know.
No, I found the headphones.
I don't know how much
Black headphones.
I don't know how much everybody can really say there within the company. This is coming from Netflix, this is coming from TKO. So I mean, and again, Prime, Logan was there, but no real sign of his product anywhere.
I got to say, Logan, that heat right there, nobody can get that heat in WWE. He had the crowd chanting, "You suck." He stole that segment.
But no, Dom's
That's
done a
just
pretty good job with it.
that,
So is Naya.
what's that?
Dom and Naya have gotten pretty good heat the same way.
But like that was something special, dude. If they can really book him and keep him going, like it's unbelievable how he does it.
Well, it should
That
be
was
fun,
amazing.
man. It should be fun. It should be fun. But okay, man, let's talk Royal Rumble, man. This card is pretty stacked. I mean, in the men's, we know for sure we got Shinsuke, we got Ray, we got Sammy, we got LA Knight, Drew McIntyre. Jey Uso's in there, Seth is in there, John Cena's in there, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and those are just the guys that we know right now. We don't know who else is going to be in the match. Um, you know what? Again, just because of the Netflix deal, the stuff that they've already given us, this and that, this is a tough one to call.
It seems like the way they're going at it and with his promos and long-winded segments. I mean, Jey Uso's entrance is way too long, by the way. It's so corny. I got a feeling they're going to give it. I think Jay's going to win the Royal Rumble.
I don't think, no, really?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I hope not.
But you're predicting Jay.
I'm going to go with Jay. Yeah, just the way they're bringing him up. I hope, because who else are they going to give it to?
I have a feeling, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think for me, I think it's Seth Rollins for some reason.
Maybe. I just got a feeling that you got to shake it up. I think it's going to be Jay, but we'll see. But
I think it's Seth, right? But I mean, the worst thing they can do is give it to Roman.
But why do they want Seth to win? Who's Seth going to go against? Cody?
Why not? It's different. It's built in. Seth has lost how many matches to the guy since he's come back? He hasn't beat him yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think it's going to be Seth.
And they haven't had a fight since they had that Hell in the Cell. They haven't touched. There is stuff there still, right? I mean, the logical choice would say Punk, just so you know the way he's been talking and what have you. You would think that could be the case. I don't know, and this is where it gets interesting now, because I mean, you've given so much up already. We don't really know what direction WrestleMania is taking right now, right? Well, we'll get better answers as we go here, but as we've seen, you can win the Royal Rumble and things can still be completely different.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. Like the booking is so 50-50, wishy-washy. Like it could be Jay, it could be Seth. Like, how can a 47-year-old man who can barely move win the Royal Rumble? Like they give it to CM Punk. It just shows you that they don't know what they're doing. The guy's an old man. Like sure, he's still a hot commodity, but you can't have him with the Royal Rumble. He might not even make it through the Royal Rumble. He's so brittle.
Well, like I said, man, we don't know. This is what makes this interesting with all the names that are in there and the names that aren't in there yet, right? I mean, are there going to be surprises? What kind of surprises are we going to get?
We'll get a couple TNA guys probably. We're not going to get anybody big.
I think RVD or Rob Van Dam might show up.
Yeah, maybe get a legend. Right? There'll be a few guys.
A couple guys like that. I think that Joe Henry guy might be one guy that might be in there.
Again, nobody knows who that guy is. That's a super hardcore.
But
nobody watches TNA.
People who watch it. Look, Minneapolis, Brock Lesnar, never say never.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's open. It's really open. And if you think about it, in the last 4 to 5 years, the surprises haven't been great. In fact, there've been no surprises per se.
Well, they've had who did Bad Bunny come out? They've had a few guys like that.
No, I get that. But what I'm just saying in general, like back in the day when most guys could still go, you'd get like the Pipers or you'd get, you know what I mean? Like those nostalgic guys. There's really no nostalgia guys left, is what I'm trying to get to.
There is. They don't seem to want to use these kind of guys. Why not throw Goldberg in there? It's a better shape than 90% of your roster.
Honestly, it all really comes down to money with all these guys, right?
Yeah, you can't blame them.
So, I mean, that's the way it plays out. All right.
I'm going to say Jey Uso is going to win it. Just the way they've been talking about him. Another flub they did before the Saturday Night's Main Event. And this goes to show you there's too many shows, or the guys booking the show don't know what they're doing, which I don't think they do. Jey Uso said before his match against Gunther, I'm entering the Royal Rumble. You haven't even had your title matches. You already told everybody you were going to lose your match to Gunther, and you had the match anyways. This is what I'm saying about the details of the guys backstage. Most guys don't pick it up. I picked that stuff up, and that's just terrible. That he was allowed to say that. That would never have happened with McMahon back there.
Did you watch Raw?
I did. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Did you watch the Drew versus Sammy match again?
Yeah. So here's another thing. What's going on?
Part 11.
Yeah. So what they're going to do now? They never tell you the win-loss record really in WWE. So now they're telling you he's lost 0-10. Now he's 0-11. So now what's going to happen is they're going to keep having these matches, and Sammy's going to start beating him. You're going to even that out.
Sammy will eliminate him in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that could be too.
That will be his 11 losses redeemed.
And then he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania and beat Drew because they always give Sammy a feel good moment, and that's what's gonna
Exactly.
happen.
So that's probably the direction. Maybe that's how it's gonna go. Okay, so did you pick up on Michael Cole's comment then?
Which one?
You didn't hear it?
No. What did he say?
Okay, so McAfee goes, Drew McIntyre, chiseled out of stone. And then Michael Cole says, and Sami Zayn, I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, good. No, I didn't hear that, but yeah, that was
You
good.
got to go back. It was so quick. It was so quick. I
Good.
think he almost regretted saying it, but afterwards. But
Just natural and human instinct, right? But yeah, I'm
yeah,
going Jey Uso. Who are you going with? That's my final prediction. Just the way they're booking him. He's hot right now. The Yeet thing is huge. All the kids love Yeet. My kid's even wearing a Yeet shirt. The kids love this guy. He's super hot. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be Jay.
okay, I'm gonna go Seth.
Couldn't be, yeah.
I just think it's Seth. I don't know why. I just have this inkling that it's probably going to be him by shock. Worst thing they could do is put it on Roman. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to see that fight is 3 years in a row. That's gone,
Yeah, that's gone.
right? I mean, I'd rather see Roman versus Gunther. If Roman wins, I want to see him and Gunther,
Yeah, that'd be a good match. I'd
right?
like to see
Like
that
I
too.
mean, I think that's the thing, and I almost feel that they need to bring Roman Reigns over to Raw. Basically, the roles have been reversed of those two programs. SmackDown was the hottest thing. Raw was basically, just a secondary show.
Mm-hmm.
With the move to Netflix, they've really put Raw back on the map to make it the number one program again. And SmackDown has become that secondary show, as we can see in all that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
Definitely is.
now, other than the Royal Rumble, the female Royal Rumble. All right, so we have Bailey, Naomi, Bianca, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Charlotte's in there, which I think they should have kept her as a surprise. Bringing her back, cutting the promos. You didn't need to do it. I mean,
I think they
because
wanted to get. Yeah, it's 50. I think they just want to bring some hype for her, right? Oh, Charlotte's back. I'm going to watch it now. You know what I mean? For
yeah,
her
but
fans,
everyone
maybe.
already knows she's going to be coming back. So that could have made it a special moment. Like we already know she's coming back. We already know she's ready to go.
Yeah.
But bring her in like that. Like I mean, that's what it was. But all right, now that's who we know. Io Sky's in there as well, so we know kind of who's in there, who's not going to be in there right now. But in terms of surprise entrances, who do you think, man? I see Becky,
Yeah, Becky will be back.
right? Maybe Alexa if they can get a deal done,
Yeah, Becky for sure is coming there.
right? So, and I think this really is going to come down to Becky and Charlotte,
And they'll throw in an old veteran, like maybe they just showed us
Molly Holly.
A Lunder Blaze or something like that. They showed her in the crowd the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Who knows, right?
yeah. So it's hard again, but I think, in my opinion, I think it's going to come down to Becky or Charlotte.
To win it,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, because it's going into WrestleMania. So who do they want in WrestleMania? You got to look at it that way. Who do they want in the main event, right? Do they want Becky or they want Charlotte?
Well, let's look at
Probably.
the two current champions. We got Rhea Ripley and we got Tiffany Stratton on the other
Mhm.
side. What makes more sense? You know what? I would like to see Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair would be a good match,
Yeah,
right? And if you think about it, they're both kind of the same kind of pedigree in terms of athleticism.
yeah, they could put on a good match. Yeah, it's tough to call. Probably I'm leaning towards Charlotte, but you never know. It could be Becky. I would like to see Bianca take it, but I don't think she's going to take it. So I
Well,
probably have to lean with Charlotte, just because, like you said, she could go against Rhea. Maybe I think Charlotte could go against Rhea. She could go against Tiffany.
well, you
Depends.
have a built-in rematch with Rhea, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would what those girls did in LA at 39 was
Yeah, they put in.
phenomenal.
Yeah, they put in a great match.
They put on a great match and I'll still stick to it to this day. That was the best match of night one, right?
It was good.
Of WrestleMania 39. So I mean, I okay. So you're gonna go with who?
I think Charlotte's going to take it.
Yeah, okay, same here. We're both saying Charlotte Flair here.
Now, if I'm booking it, I'm going to give it to Bianca personally, but I'm not booking it. So I'm looking at it from their perspective, and probably Charlotte. She's been out for a while. She's a good worker, pretty popular.
Dark Horse, Dark Horse Men and Dark Horse Woman.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's hard to say, man. With the women's one, probably Dark Horse is so hard to say. I'd probably say Bianca, but that's a long shot. That's very long odds. Just to throw it off.
me, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv could do it.
If you look at the last two girls Rumble, she's been the runner up in both.
Yeah, could be her time finally to get it.
Right? Maybe it's her. Or this is how we bring her back, and you get that Rhea Liv match at Mania that they wanted to do.
That'd be a good match. Yeah, that could be possible.
Right.
Liv's definitely a top 2 or 3 to win it for sure.
So, that potentially now on the men's side, who's your dark horse? You're not gonna like mine.
Well, I got Jay Def. I think Jay takes it. I hope he doesn't, by the way. I hope he doesn't. But if he does win it, I know why. Because the kids love this guy. He's super over right now. He's one of the most over guys. This Yeet stuff's crazy. It's all on social media. No. I've seen a couple kids at my kids' school wearing this shirt. So it's a big thing. Yeah. That's a tough one. It's not going to be Punk. It's not going to be Rollins, I don't think. It's not going to be John Cena. He doesn't need to win it. I haven't seen the complete list.
I told you everyone's on there already, man, that we know of, right? Do you want me to tell you again?
Yeah, give me again just so I know.
All right, so Shinsuke, we got Ray, we got Sammy, we got Knight, we got McIntyre, we got Uso, we got Rollins, Cena, Punk, Roman Reigns are the guys that we know so far.
Okay.
Probably Braun too.
Yeah, Braun, you got to have a big guy. And Omos is going to be in there too.
Braun might be in there. Omos probably should show up, right?
He should, because you always got to have the big man, 10 guys trying to take him.
Yeah. I don't know if Bronson's ready yet, but Bronson Reed would be a good guy to have in there. Braun Strowman should probably be in there that we don't know about, right? Maybe Booker T.
Maybe my long shot, I'm going with Jay, but my long shot dark horse, I'm probably going to say, and I don't think it's likely, but this would be a long shot. I'm going to say Roman Reigns, just because of just to get him back in that main event at WrestleMania, and then he loses. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Okay, I'm saying Sammy.
He might.
Right.
Might.
I don't know why. I feel there's an imminent heel turn about to happen here with Sammy.
Yeah.
Or I think it's Cody going to be turning soon.
Yeah. And what I'm saying, and Cody's not very good as a champion. If I'm saying Roman's going to win, he's not going to fight Cody again. He'll be fighting Gunther.
Well, that's how you bring him onto Raw too, then, right?
So Roman wins it, and then he goes against Gunther. You don't want to see Roman and Cody again. That's dead in the water.
But you don't want everyone to boo Roman out of the building either if he wins.
I'm telling you right now, if Roman wins, they'll go. The hardcore marks in that crowd, they will go. They'll boom. Yeah, like
but right now, the crowd hasn't really dictated anybody that they want to see win, though.
Not yet. Not if Roman wins, they'll do what they did to Brock Lesnar. They're going to boom out of the place.
Right. All right, brother, man. I tell you what, I think we got it covered here. We know. We have Kevin Owens versus Cody in the ladder match.
Oh, Cody's winning for sure. It's be a good match, though. I mean, it's going to be a good match. I mean, Owens looks like a bag of crap, but he can go. You know what I mean? And a lot of people missed when he wore that shirt. Was it on Saturday's main event? He wore Cody sucks eggs. Do you know why he wore that?
Why? Tell us.
Well, because his dad, Terry Funk, wore that shirt. Dusty sucks eggs when he fought Dusty. So a lot of people didn't. Most people watching don't know that, but yeah.
No, Kevin Owens shirt work is amazing.
Yeah, he's been doing good. Hey, you know what? The guy is not a likable guy, because you look at the guy and think, how is this? This guy should be in the crowd. So him being a heel is actually, I think, much better suited for him, because he's out of shape, lazy, beer drinking slob. That's what he looks like. But he's tough. Like, he knows how to. He'll go hard. He puts his body on the line.
Interesting aspect of this is Sammy again. I mean, again, Sammy's involved in a lot of crap here, eh? If you think about it, because I mean, the way Owens has been talking to him as well. You know, like I said, there's something brewing here. Something's gonna happen.
And Logan Paul's gonna have. He's not gonna win the Rumble, but he's gonna have a viral moment there. He's gonna do something, big spot, a big move. It used to be Ricochet doing that. Logan's gonna do something. What he does, I don't know, but he'll have a big spot.
No, 100%.
His segment yesterday was absolutely brilliant. He stole that segment. The crowd was going nuts. They hate the guy. He played it well. It was the guy's like Eric Bischoff said, he's one of the best talents they got. Period.
I'm glad you enjoyed this segment, brother, man.
Oh, yeah,
all right, very quickly, last but not least, this is the only other match that we know about. So we got the two Rumbles, we got the World Champion or the Universal title on the line, and your favorite tag team, DIY, Gargano and Ciampa are going to be defending.
Oh man, I can't believe he's putting this on
their tag team title against the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 fall match.
Oh. I can't believe they're putting this on the Royal Rumble, man. Put that on SmackDown. Come on, we just seen this. Uh, I don't even know who's going to win that one, man.
I'm
Probably
gonna say Machine
DIY.
Guns.
You think Machine Gun's going to take it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be some good moves in that match, but that's not a pay per view quality match. That's a SmackDown match.
I don't know, bro, man.
Guys, if you're watching the Royal Rumble and you have to go to the store, you have to go to the washroom, you have to get a drink, that's the match you want to go do it for. Because
okay, so before we close here, it's something we need to touch on. You know what? This works out well for me. I mean, it might work out well for you too. But this 3 o'clock start, man.
yeah, it's too early.
Why?
I mean,
Why are they
if you're on
doing
the
it?
East Coast, it's good because you're starting at 6 o'clock. So for East Coast people, it's great. For us, 3 o'clock.
No, but what sucks is like I'm looking at there's no real good UFC that's coming on at that time. The reason that TKO was doing this is so they don't overrun or overlap with the UFC later on that evening.
Yeah, I don't understand why, because people that are watching Royal Rumble are not watching UFC for the most part.
No, I get it, but it just makes no sense to me because there's not even, is it a fight night? I don't even know if UFC is even doing anything,
I don't think so.
right?
But maybe they think it's a sweet spot. Maybe they figure it's a better time for the East Coast, and it's a meet in the middle for the West Coast than the East Coast. Maybe.
But for such a big,
Yeah, there's no UFC this weekend at all. Not even
exactly
a fight. Actually, no. There is. It's in Saudi Arabia.
in the morning,
Yeah, in the morning.
right? That's the Adesanya.
Adesanya is
right?
on the card.
Yeah.
The main event. Yeah.
So that thing's going to be taking place at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So you're basically UFC from 10 a.m. to 1:30, 2 o'clock maybe. And then you go right into the Rumble. Well, it makes no sense, man.
I guess they figure people watching UFC aren't going to watch wrestling for the most part. There's a small audience that watches both, but it's not.
But it's really interesting because I mean, back in the day, pay-per-views used to start here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, for the most part, right? 7 p.m. Eastern. So it's kind of interesting that they've decided to. That 1 hour makes a huge difference. 3 sounds so much worse than 4.
Yeah, that's all Arya Manuel. I guess he figured, hey, maybe looked at the numbers and think more people are going to tune in at that time. Maybe that's just what it is. Simple.
But the only benefit of having the card happen at that time for me and you, we don't have to worry about missing anything on the boxing card, the PDC card.
For us.
So it works out okay that way for us, right? And we got.
And I got to say, I'm sorry, it's main event. Jesse Ventura, man, again, this is witty commenting, and he says those funny comments, and he just showing McAfee like, this is how it's done, dude. And I'm glad they keep bringing him out. They're going to bring him out next main event too for a match, and just the way he calls it, like he's just talking about the ref not making the count. Like you don't hear that anymore.
Yeah, and what I really liked is, I think Corey Graves must have listened to our podcast.
What's he doing now?
He's back. He came back that day. He wrote a thing saying, hey, this is where I want to be. Because he realized, like I said to you, man, there's only maybe 10 jobs in the world where you can do what he gets to do.
Yeah. And the reality of it is, Corey Graves, you're just not that good. There's guys that are better, and they got your spot. And I don't feel bad for the guy. The guy's a multi-millionaire. It's not like we're talking about a homeless guy here, right?
You said something last week that really made a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people, yes, you made a lot of sense. I'm joking, bro.
Yeah, no, I get it. Go ahead.
JR, one of the best in the world. How many times did he get fired?
Exactly, quite a few. And he got demoted, and McMahon humiliated him.
Yeah, look at the King.
Yeah.
How many times was he released and brought back? So, I mean,
Bobby the Brain Heenan, man. Same thing. They kicked his butt over to WCW. Like,
yeah. Look at other major sports,
exactly.
Like in general. Like, I mean, some of the best have had to get fired and then come back when it was time again. So
beautiful. I think Corey's rubbing them the wrong way now. Even though he's back in NXT, he's not getting back to the big show again. Not after acting like that. They're going to make him an example of him. You can stay down in NXT until you clean up your act, if you ever get back to the top show.
Well, let's find out, man. I mean, it's his world.
And the thing is, he's whining. My dream of you work. So what, dude? There's a construction guy across the street that's working hard for 20 years. What do you want, a cookie and a ribbon? You worked hard. Good for you. That's what you're supposed to do. We should sort of acknowledge you that you worked hard. Good for you. Sort of everybody in WWE's worked their butts off. So that goes to the territory, dude.
Yeah, 100%, brother, man. 100%. 100%.
But I'm glad he came to his senses because he was going to be out the door pretty fast.
Yeah, no, for sure, man, for sure. So, all right, brother, man, I tell you what, let's wrap it up here. The sun is shining in my face.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day outside. Want to get out there, go for a nice long walk. That's my favorite thing to do in this kind of weather. Take advantage of it. No excuses, right? No
Mm-hmm.
excuses for personal health. And guys, you know what? There's no excuses for anyone to not achieve your dreams. We just talked about it. Hard work, hard work. Mantra for 2025, patience, hard work, and dedication to what you believe in. If you can't follow those three simple things, then you can't make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, in my
Exactly, dude.
opinion.
Oh, well
Right?
said.
I mean, it's a very, very simple formula. You work hard, you have patience, and you have faith. Things will happen. It doesn't happen overnight. And if it does happen overnight for you, then that's awesome, man. But for 99.9% of the rest of the world, it doesn't happen that way. We got to work hard for every moment that we have. And that's just where I'm going to leave that at, man. Hard work, dedication, and passion. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you guys. Remember, the Royal Rumble starts at 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 3 p.m. Eastern. Jey Uso, Mr. Chance Michael says. I say Seth Rollins. On the female side, we're both saying Charlotte Flair. Guys, the Royal Rumble should be lit. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Chance, are you excited?
Royal Rumble is one of my favorite. I don't know if I'd say I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the better pay-per-views of the year they got. So hopefully
Hey,
deliver it.
man.
The only thing I'm not looking forward to is that tag team match. Put that on SmackDown. Other than that, it should be a good card.
Beautiful. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, guys. Samp and Chance are out. Enjoy your week.